Peace and blessings. I hope that you are doing well. I'm doing well, and I want to do a reading around the shadow. I was sitting here talking to a friend, and I got to play with a puppy dog today. Oh, that made my day. Oh, I did so many important things today. My day started out kind of rough, but then after talking with my people, I realized this is not a me thing. And so it kind of helped me shift my perspective, but also I still had a lot of questions around a particular situation. So I wanted to do a collective shadow work reading because something that I see as a common thread is self-sabotage. People are presented with, and I've done this for myself, so I'm not excluding myself, but we're presented with the thing that we want, whether it is a relationship, a job opportunity, a money-making opportunity, whatever it is, we are sometimes when we're presented with the thing, the opportunity, the partner, the job, the car, the scholarship, we get in our own way. So I'm working with Shadow of the Soul, Biblical Tarot. This deck is amazing. It's one that I have been working with. I'm going to use the Journey into the Soul spread. This is a 5-card spread, and it explores the hidden aspects of the self. So if you have been dealing with self-sabotage, or you feel like someone in your life is self-sabotaging, then maybe this reading will also provide you with a little bit of guidance and insight. Also, yesterday marked the completion of week 1 of my sacred wellness journey. And I shared that it started off kind of rough just because life is doing its big one right now. There is so many different things going on and different things vying for my attention that I wasn't as grounded into it as I needed to be. So I did make some shifts because I always believe that we can always just continue to keep trying and have that awareness. And so now this is week 2. I just got back in from a walk, which I needed so much. That helped me shift my energy. It's covered with pollen here in North Carolina, but also just being able to see the flowers blooming and the birds, that was very beautiful. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling grounded. I'm feeling present, clear, and I'm excited to see what comes up in regards to self-sabotage. So let me get my cards together. This deck is so amazing. I still haven't done a side-by-side. I said I was going to do like a side-by-side of the original Biblical Tarot and then this shadow deck. Oh, a lot of cards want to come out. I'm still just shuffling, thinking about the energy of self-sabotage and what is the collective guidance, reasoning behind self-sabotage when people are presented with what it is they desire. Ooh, so while I was shuffling, I heard sometimes it's the people around you, and then we have the 6 of Chalices where the deck split, and it's the different people around Christ, which are children, but it just kind of resonates with what I was hearing. It's like sometimes it's the people around you. The people around you may be immature, or they may not want you to have that thing because it's going to mean that you change and that you're no longer accessible to them. So sometimes it's the people around you are ones where you could be the wise person in the group, and people don't want you to continue elevating above them. That was very interesting. Okay, so I'm trying to think. Am I gonna pull? Yeah, I'm gonna pull. Okay, so we've got card 1, which is King of Candles. I don't know why in this deck I sometimes confuse candles with cups. I don't know why, and maybe it's because I am a heavy fire element, and so fire to me just kind of resonates a little differently. So we've got the King of Candles. That's the shadow's root, or the origin, where it began and why. And it could relate to a specific experience, trauma, or unresolved emotion. So when I'm thinking about the King of Candles, which would be King of Wands, I think of like mismanagement of energy. Like someone who's not necessarily mature in the way that they express themselves, in the way that they show up, in the way that they handle things, people, opportunities. Again, fire is like passion, it's inspiration. It can also have that spiritual element to it, that creative aspect. Let me pull this so I have a little more space. So the second card that came up, how the shadow affects you, we've got Page of Chalices in reverse. So like I said, I was feeling some cup energy. I think I'm going to keep this card, the Divine Message, card 3. We've got Nine of Grains, or Nine of Pentacles in reversed, which is kind of like what happens when you self-sabotage, right? You don't get that manifestation. And for some reason, I'm thinking Nine of Cups again, where that's like that wish fulfillment card. All the things that you want are there and you're feeling very fulfilled. And then with the Nine of Grains reverse, it's like the thing is not fully manifesting. So both of the cards around the King of Candles are reverse. So let's see, the Shadow's Lesson. It's going to be our fourth card. Oh, I just threw a bunch of cards. Hold on. Okay, so the cards that fell was the Knight of Grains, the Hangman, and then the Two of Chalices. I'm gonna put these back, and if they come back out, because I did kind of just like throw them. But interesting to see the Two of Cups come out, where it's like kind of alignment. Let's see, so the Shadow's Lesson. Every shadow carries a lesson for growth. This card asks, what am I meant to learn from this shadow? It helps you how to see how you can grow from your challenge. Okay. So we've got Four of Feathers, which I think is really beautiful, especially how I was saying, like sometimes it's the people around you. And so when we have the Four of Feathers, we can see Elijah is kind of just sitting there in meditation. So it's like surrounding yourself in a quiet, sacred space so you can hear yourself think. You can really meditate, figure out what is right and true for you. So I think that's a really beautiful thing. And then the Path to Healing. This is guidance for healing and integrating your shadow. A step forward, how can you bring the shadow into the light and allow it to transform? And we've got Two of Feathers. All right. Dun, 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 dun. This is exciting because so many things are popping up with these cards. Let me get these out of the way. Okay. And let me move the spread over here so I'm not having to look off to the side. I really need to clear my desk off so I can like have my reading space. I've got like a stack of cards here. I've got some journals and stuff here. It's a lot. I thought about bringing in a separate desk just for my reading, like having another reading table, but I don't really want to do all that. Okay, let's get back to this. We're going to journey into the soul for the collective around the shadow around self-sabotage. And so the root of that, we have the King of Candles. This represents King David in 2 Samuel chapter 7. And you can see there he has a harp there. There's some beautiful like sculptures surrounding him. And he's just writing. I want to see, hold on. What did I say that was? Candles, King of Candles. So 2 Samuel 7:9 says, I have been with you wherever you have gone, and I have cut off all your enemies from before you. Now I will make your name great, like the names of the greatest men on earth. And the story related to this talks about how David rose from a shepherd boy to the king of Israel, and just kind of like his divine favor, which talks really is kind of like what we're talking about when you get the thing that you want. So with the King of Candles, I feel like in this position, it's almost like you have the ability to lead. Like you're a leader, you are a star, you have that creativity. And so it's there within you, right? You have the ability to hold what it is that you desire, because whatever it is that we desire to achieve or to manifest, that seed is planted within us because we're supposed to have it, right? And I feel like that's what this card represents. So the root of the shadow is you knowing, believing, and trusting that you deserve it, that you were created to be in that position, that you were created to be a leader, that you were created to be, to be cherished, to be loved, to be successful, to be supported. So I think that's really interesting. And a lot of times with shadow work, we can tend to think of it because it's called shadow work. So it's things that are dark or are negative, and sometimes there are positive attributes that we suppress, and that becomes part of our shadow. Like a lot of people, when it comes to success, when it comes to love and relationships, there is a core wound, like, I don't deserve this. Or if I have this, then who will I be? So we shy away from or begin to self-sabotage because we can't see ourselves in the position to win, in the position to be blessed, in the position to be like, to be the king, right? You go from being a shepherd to being the king. That's a lot, but it was part of your destiny. And so sometimes that can be what people are missing. Like, no, this is for me. So I think that's a very beautiful, beautiful realization, and something that can be very supportive in starting to create space for you to receive what is yours by divine birthright. So number 2 was how the shadow card affects you. And so there we have the Page of Chalices in reverse. This is one of my absolute favorite cards. The Page of Chalice has a very special place in my heart because of what it represents to me. So here we have Samuel, who is a boy prophet. So we've got it in reverse. You can see him there. He is holding the chalice. And then in reverse, we've got him upside down, right? So let's see. The Page of Chalices, when it is upright, it is intuition, it is connection, it's that that spiritual energy, that curiosity, that wonder, that awe. It is one of my favorite cards. It's where you just, you know how kids, they don't even need things, right? They can just have fun with anything. Like as kids, you put like underwear on your head and stuff a towel down the back of your shirt, and now you're a superhero, and you just believe it wholeheartedly. You believe you can fly. You just blindly believe in yourself. And so with the Page of Chalices being reversed, it's like you don't have that same heart. You don't have that same love, that same passion for yourself. There's a lot of doubt. There may be some fear, some disappointment. You feel disconnected, like I'm not worthy, like this can't be for me. There's doubt here. And so it's very interesting that, how the shadow affects you. Instead of you being in the king energy, right? You revert to a page. So it's almost like this wounded inner child that just doesn't believe that this relationship, this job, this opportunity, this gift, this compliment, this whatever it is, you just don't believe it's for you. It's like you can't hold it. It won't fit in your cup. You feel like it doesn't belong there. So no matter what's coming to be received, because your cup is upside down, it's pouring right on out. And so I feel like that just kind of represents the what was that? How it affects you is it gets you out of your mastery and puts you back into a state of immaturity. Third card, the divine message. This card brings in biblical wisdom from scripture. It offers a message from the Bible about how you can confront or understand this shadow in light of your spiritual beliefs. Wow, I didn't even know this about this card. Okay, so we got the 9 of Grains in reverse. So instead of reading the card, I'm just gonna read, and I wish I had my Bible here, and something told me to get it, but I didn't listen. That's okay. 9 of Grains. And she gave the king 120 talents of gold, large quantities of spices, and precious gold and precious stones. So this is 1 Kings 10 and 10, where Queen of Sheba visits Solomon. And that's what we're seeing here. The Queen of Sheba hears of Solomon's wisdom and fame, which she finds hard to believe. What are we talking about? So she decides to visit Jerusalem to test him with hard questions. Solomon answers all of her questions, and nothing remains hidden from him. She is overwhelmed by his wisdom, the prosperity of his kingdom, and the happiness of his subjects. Recognizing his wisdom and the blessings of his God, she gives him gold, spices, and precious stone. Solomon, in return, grants her everything she desires. This exemplifies mutual respect and the sharing of wealth and wisdom between two great rulers. So I think that, wow, as the divine message is super powerful. And sometimes it could be another person, right? That's kind of testing you. And I feel like this came out in reverse because it's like a big flashing, like, pay attention to me sign. But it's like, you may not even believe in yourself. Like, you can't even believe that you deserve the things that you deserve. And so with self-sabotage, it might be a way of purposely flunking the test, right? So you think that you don't deserve it. So you put yourself in situations to prove that you don't deserve it, rather than accepting that it's here and you do deserve it. And yes, maybe it requires you to stretch yourself. Maybe it requires you to make some changes, to learn some new things, to do something different. But instead of seeing it as an opportunity for growth, you look at it as a challenge, as something that's hard, difficult, or unattainable, or not supposed to be yours, when in fact it is. Like, and I love how it talked about, like, she kind of questioned him, but he had all the answers. Like, you have all the answers. And sometimes when we're doing something different or something new, we tend to defer to other people who we may think know better, or we think, they have our best interest at heart. And sometimes someone else's best interest looks like protecting you, and it looks like, no, you shouldn't do that. That's too risky. I don't think that's good for you. Instead of them saying, like, yeah, you should go for it. It's going to be hard, but I think you can do it. They may say, nah, just don't even worry about that. That's too much hard work, and you don't really have the time. And it's because they want to protect you. They want to keep you safe. But sometimes in doing that, they can talk you out of your blessing and you not even realize that that is what's happening. And so also with it being in reverse, because remember when I was shuffling and it's with the deck and I heard, like, it can be the people around you. Someone may be questioning you or putting doubt into your mind, and it could be you. It might be you that's questioning and putting doubt, or it could be someone else who is either malicious or maybe they're well-meaning, but whatever they're communicating or bringing to you is causing you doubt. So there's an underlying energy of being mindful about who and what you are sharing this with, of who you're taking advice from, of who you are confiding in, right? So I have a business, and I don't talk to people about my business who are not business owners, who are not part of the business groups that I'm in, who don't know anything about business. You know why? Because they don't understand. And in the past, I did have people around me who kind of had their nose in my business, like, oh, well, you should just get a job, or you're not gonna make it. And it's just like, that's not what I need to hear, because I wouldn't have the vision or the business plan or the drive to do this if it was not meant for me to do it. And so once I started realizing I can't keep sharing my vision with other people, number one, because it's not theirs. And number two, because they're sowing seeds of doubt. They're making me doubt myself. They're making me feel small and insignificant, instead of saying, oh my gosh, that's great. Like, I'm gonna go tell all my friends about you, or I know this person and they might be able to help you. It's always the opposite. Well, you shouldn't do that. Or, you know what I'm saying? So who we are allowing into our spaces, into our hearts, into our minds, has a huge impact on us. So if you have people who don't want to see you with the thing that you want, or who don't believe you deserve the thing that you got, they will do things and can do things to sabotage you. Sometimes maybe it's intentional, other times it may not be intentional. But who you're partnering with, who you're sharing information with, who you're receiving information from, gifts from, be mindful, because that also has an impact on you. And like the, where'd that story go? And so it says, when the Queen of Sheba hears of Solomon's fame and wisdom, she found it hard to believe, right? And so she decided to test him. Like, does he even deserve this? Does he really know what he's doing here? And so sometimes when that happens, you might start to question yourself, like, well, why are they asking me this? And you might start to get timid and afraid. But you have to be mindful, because some of the people around you, or even within yourself, you may not feel that you deserve it. You might find it hard to believe. So you need to question, why is it so hard to believe that I deserve this? Why is it so hard to believe that this is what the divine has in store for me? Why is it so hard to believe that you deserve love, that you deserve to live a good life, that you deserve health, wealth, abundance, travel, joy, all the things, right? So just be mindful of that. And then be mindful of the people around you who don't think that you deserve it, and who want to maybe talk you out of it, or who are questioning things. They're just trying to be all up in your business, right? Especially if they don't have anything to give. Like Queen of Sheba had a mission. She was like, is he official or is he not? And once she saw that he was official, she was like, okay, cool. I have a blessing for you, because I know you can handle this, right? So just be very, very, very mindful. Okay, moving along. Number 4, which is the shadows lesson. What are you meant to learn? Again, we've got the 4 of feathers, and I talked about how that card always to me signifies rest. It signifies meditation. It signifies going within, finding clarity amongst yourself. See, they're kind of in a cave, a bit hidden away, but still like looking out and just really retreating. Like it says, Elijah retreats into silence. Sometimes you got to silence everything else and be like, wait, no, this is why I'm doing this. I've been wanting to do this. I have the skills, I have the knowledge, I have the expertise. Like, yeah, like I want to be in a relationship. This is why, these are the things that I would like to experience. So why don't I deserve that? So like really starting to get to a place of solitude so you can have clarity. I said this the other day, the devil is the author of confusion. And when stuff starts to not make sense, you start to doubt stuff, or you start to feel like you're back in this energy, sometimes you have to step away, retreat, and clear your mind. You can do that through meditation, through journaling, taking a walk. Like I said, I got back from a walk just a little while ago. It was life-changing, totally needed it. I feel like a completely different person. And that's what led me to sit down and like, no, I need to do a reading around this. Like, why is self-sabotage so rampant? Like, what is happening? And it's that people don't just think they deserve what it is God has promised them. And then they have people around them that think they don't deserve what God has promised them either. So again, like going into solitude and just remembering like, wait, I prayed for this. I crafted my business plan around this. Like, I know what I'm doing. I know what my end goal is. I know the type of relationship I want. I know the balance that I want to have in my bank account at all times. I know who I want to be. I know the life that I want to live. I know this because I've prayed about it. I meditate on it. I journal about it. I dream about it. That's what we have to hold on to. We have to hold on to the vision that was implanted within us, because if not, again, somebody can come and trick you out your spot, or you can start to doubt yourself, which is why I believe that vision boards are a very beautiful thing, because it's a visual representation of your desires and your dreams. And so I believe in creating vision boards for a specific thing. Like, I could create one for my business, where I want my business to go, what I want it to look like. I could create a vision board for my love life, for the type of relationship that I want to have. I could create a vision board for the house that I want, where I want it to be located, what I want the yard to look like, the rooms, the lighting. You can create a vision board for that specific thing where you feel like it's sand slipping through your fingers. And then you sit and you look at it every morning, every night, and you envision yourself having it, getting comfortable in the energy of it. And that just helps you align and stay magnetized to that for yourself. So, highly love vision boards. What else? Okay, so number 5 is the path to healing. And so here we have the 2 of feathers, which is very interesting because we just left the 4 of feathers. And this is about, it says God tests Abraham's faith. This is Genesis 22:2. And it says, then God said, take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the region of Moriah. Sacrifice him there as a burnt offering on a mountain, and I will show you. The path to healing is that you have to sacrifice something. What is it that you need to let go of that's going to create space for you to hold what it is you wish to manifest? Is it a belief system? Is it like, okay, I'm not going to talk to my friends about my relationship because they don't really approve? Is it I need to sacrifice some time on Saturday to go to this business incubator so that I can start networking and put myself out there? Is it that I need to delete and close out my Amazon account so I can stop spending money on Amazon every day? Is it that I should give up drinking sugary drinks and opt for water or something, natural fruit juice instead? What is it that you can release that will allow you to step into the space of where you are supposed to be? And so the 2 of feathers, it's about decisions, it's about balance, it's about trust. Like, that's horrible. You want me to do what? But again, there's so many. Okay, so we had the Queen of Sheba who was testing Solomon, and now we have God who was testing Abraham. Very interesting. A lot of times when it comes to the people around us, we somehow fall in line, right? And I don't know if that's like peer pressure or just not wanting to be different, not wanting to feel as though we're not part of the tribe. But then when it comes to your prayers, the things that you dream about, and you get signs. Like, okay, the other night I prayed for something, and I was like, show me a sign. I got 2 signs. One of them, like when I got home, there's a deer standing in the yard, and I was like, okay, I'm okay, I'm good. It was a doe. And that to me was very woosah. But then I still kind of questioned things after that. I'm like, okay, am I okay? And I was like, go back to the sign. Like, I have to believe in the prayer that I placed and the confirmation that I received after that. And so if you prayed for or hoped or wished or want to manifest, however you want to put it, a relationship, you might need to delete them other numbers in your phone, right? Maybe it's time to delete the dating apps or whatever, right? If you are, you want to amass a large savings, maybe it's time to stop spending so much money on eating out. Or maybe it's time to sacrifice your weekends to another job or business venture that will generate additional funds for you so that you don't have to cut back. You're bringing in more so that you can save, right? Oh, what? There's no reward without sacrifice, right? Like they say, no pain, no gain. In order to hold something in your hand, you have to let something else go. And maybe again, it's just like, you know what? I'm not going to talk to people about my relationship. I'm not going to talk to people about my weight. I'm not going to talk to people about my dream car, right? Let's say your dream car is whatever the most, I don't know, a Maybach, right? Those are beautiful, by the way. And you drive like an old 89 Civic, I don't know. And you're telling your friends like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to be in my Maybach. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be customized. It's gonna have I forget what they call it, but like the little starry lights on the ceiling. What is that called? I think it's just so beautiful, right? It's gonna have the panoramic view, just, love it, right? And they're looking at you like, you'll never have that. Who do you think you are? Because nobody in your group, your neighborhood, your family has a vehicle like that. So who are you to dream so big and so expensive and so luxurious when like the best you can do is to get a new used Honda, right? Wrong. So if you know that you're talking to people and that is their response, those are their opinions, those are their inputs, and it doesn't support your vision, you may need to sacrifice including them in those conversations. Make your vision board with with all the beauty, the color that you want, the interior color that you want. One of my dream cars, I would go to the manufacturer website because you can customize your vehicle. I would do this every year. I would customize my car, all the bells and whistles, color I wanted, everything. And then I would take the copy or the picture, put it on my vision board. The vision board that I created last year has the interior of the car that I'm driving now. And I wasn't trying to manifest the car now at all. It just so happened that like as I'm test driving different vehicles, I'm like, I really miss my car. And I test drove an older model of the car that I have now. And I'm like, oh my God, this drives just like my car. None of the cars that I drove felt right to me. They didn't have the ride that I was used to, right? And so when I test drove that, I was like, oh, this feels good to me. This feels familiar to me. So I'm thinking I'll just get like an older model car, whatever. And no, like, I did not realize until a few days after I purchased my car that the interior was on my vision board, and it brought me to tears. Okay, so make you a vision board. Stop telling people your business, because not everybody has your best interest in heart. And if you are the one who is doubting yourself, or, you know, if you are the culprit, right, for the sabotage in your own life, get still and remember why you want that, why you desire it, why you deserve it, and start to create reminders around that you were given that wish because you're supposed to have it. And I think that's one of the biggest things, or biggest ways, that we sabotage ourselves, is we think it's just a dream. We think I remember when I was a kid, everybody's like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I wanted to be an archaeologist because I liked dinosaurs and I like digging in the earth and finding artifacts and things like that. But I never wanted a job. Like, I never said, well, no, I did want to be a teacher, but I never saw myself working for someone else, even as a child. And when I did enter the workforce, like, it was very clear that, like, this isn't the path for me. I've had some really great jobs, but I also had a lot of not great jobs. And in 2018 is when I had my last job working in corporate America. Was it 2018? I think so. And I was like, I will not ever do that again. I don't thrive in that way. And so I have my own business now, and I love what I do, and I must continue to grow and to cultivate my business so that I can continue developing it into the vision that I've had for so long. And so we have to stay close to our vision. You have to meditate on it. You have to pray on it, journal about it. If you need to talk to somebody, sometimes I just turn on my voice recorder, and when I'm walking or whatever, I'll just talk and just talk everything out, all the problems, all the issues, whatever's coming up. And I find that in doing that, I get a lot of clarity and wisdom back. So just be mindful. If you're dealing with self-sabotage, check in with yourself, right? If you don't have a supportive circle around you, find one. If you can't find one, create one with different tools and resources. I hope that this reading touched you as much as it has touched me. Like I said, this shadow work with the biblical tarot and the way the Bible is integrated in it, like, I love these cards so much. I don't know why I'm like I'm turning a little red. I'm like getting teary-eyed just because just the way the stories in the Bible connect in with the card meanings, and like, it's really powerful. The Bible is one of my favorite books. It has always been one of my favorite sacred texts, and there's so much wisdom in it when you sit down and like work with it, and to really be able to see it through a metaphysical lens is so thank you again to the team of Biblical Tarot for creating these amazing, amazing tools. This is Shadows of the Soul, their second deck. And then they have this beautiful book, Illuminating the Path Within, Shadowwork with the Biblical Tarot by Chrysamiri Kalin. Phenomenal deck, phenomenal book, phenomenal, just, I love it. All right, thank you. Let me know what you think. Share this video with someone who it may help. And I can't wait to do another reading like this, because this was like very amazing and profound. If you want to join me in the Sacred Wellness Journey, check the description box. All of my links and things will be there. If you want to book a reading, energy healing session, just come visit my website and I'd be more than happy to support you in whatever way I can. All right, until next time, peace.